Hello gamers, The Forest is based in an open-world setting that combined with its great graphics makes for an immersive environment. What's even better is the storyline where you take the role of a father looking for his son who is missing after they survived a plane crash. You go through fighting animals, cannibals, mutants and whatnot, which makes for a gripping gameplay. However, just like everything else, the game ends at one point and you cannot keep on playing it forever. But there is nothing to worry as there are various similar games you can play if you love The Forest. Number 7. Raft. Trapped on a small raft with nothing but a hook made of old plastic, players awake on a vast, blue ocean totally alone and with no land in sight. With a dry throat and an empty stomach, survival will not be easy. Raft throws you and your friends into an epic adventure out on the big open sea, with the objective to stay alive, gather resources and build yourself a floating home worthy of survival. Resources are tough to come by at sea, players will have to make sure to catch whatever debris floats by using their trusty hook and when possible, scavenge the reefs beneath the waves and the islands above. However, thirst and hunger is not the only danger in the ocean. Watch out for the man-eating shark determined to end your voyage. Number 6. Stranded Deep. Kicking off the story with a plane crash, check. Forcing players to navigate an unknown setting, check. Forcing players to gather and craft supplies, check. Base building, check. All the elements of The Forest are present, but Stranded Deep still manages to be its own game. Explore underwater and on land as you hunt for supplies to craft the tools, weapons, and shelter you will need to stay alive, and instead of cannibals, players have to worry about sharks, krakens, and everything in between. Number 5. Subnautica. One of our favorite things about The Forest is how it blends traditional survival gameplay with a gripping story, something few games in the genre even attempt. Subnautica takes the same approach and, arguably, executes it better, doling out tasty clues that keep a sense of mystery but reveal enough of a grander tale to keep you pushing onward. Being at sea is, naturally, very different to being on dry land, and you have fewer tactical options for where to build your base. But when you start constructing your HQ, you'll find the tools satisfying, and you get plenty of freedom for placing items exactly where you want them. Number 4. Green Hell. The one game on this list that's not only similar to The Forest but significantly expands upon it. Green Hell has the player exploring a vast jungle while navigating all the dangers and pitfalls one would expect from a jungle. Much like The Forest, gathering tools for crafting is important. Both games also feature a sanity element in which players' mental health are contingent on what they do throughout the game. While Green Hell might be a bit more realistic than The Forest, there is no question the latter's DNA is present in the former. Number 3. 7 Days to Die. The story of the game is set in the events of the aftermath of a world ravaged after a devastating World War III. Most of the world is destroyed and is suffering a nuclear fallout. Humans are no lesser affected by the nuclear fallout, which has led to severe mutations in humans, turning them into zombie-like creatures. You play the role of a survivor of the war in a fictional city based in Arizona named Navezgane. The main goal for the gamer is to survive by fending off the horrible creatures while making sure you do not pass away due to hunger, thirst and injuries. You can create your own weapons, clothes, armor, tools, vehicles and whatnot. You can also build shelter for yourself anywhere you want or just take over a deserted building. Whatever it takes to survive. The game has sold over 10 million copies worldwide, which pretty much describes how good it is. Number 2. Ark Survival Evolved. For a time, Ark Survival Evolved was the Minecraft killer. The game's popularity was propelled by YouTubers and streamers who were drawn to the concept of a survival game in which you could catch and use dinosaurs like Pokémons. The game is much more than that, however. Crafting and building are as simple as it is in The Forest, but the things you can craft tend to be a bit more fantastical. Endgame loot includes all sorts of futuristic tech. For a more outlandish take on The Forest, this is the game for you. Number 1. Rust. There's only one group more evil than The Forest's gangs of cannibals, and that group is other players. Rust trades in smart AI enemies for even smarter, crueler human ones by dropping you in a vast multiplayer server with nothing but a rock and a torch. You know the drill. Bash rocks and trees, build crafting tables, hunt down rare resources and, slowly, acquire better and better gear. Eventually, you'll be wielding powerful guns and wearing thick armor. Those other players make Rust feel tense and interesting and create plenty of opportunities for mischief. One of the best ways to get better loot is to straight up rob other humans. That might involve catching them as they're gathering resources, downing them with a few well-placed headshots. Or, if you're feeling really sneaky, you might wait for them to go offline, blow their base to smithereens and grab anything valuable from their chest. Rust proves that hell really is other people. That's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. And if you find the video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.